This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Hi, my name is Igor Kheifets, and this is The List Building Lifestyle, the only podcast which delivers cutting-edge conversion strategies from the online trenches straight to your earbuds. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. I also invite you to grab a free copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle. Welcome back to another edition of the List Building Lifestyle with your host, Igor Kheifets. Free traffic is a myth. It's a turd in a candy wrapper you're being fed since day one in internet marketing. It's the sole cause of misery for tens of thousands of marketers who put in 40 to 60 hours a week into their online businesses without a return. Eventually, you find out there's no such thing as free in this business. No such thing as free traffic. No such thing as free help. No such thing as free education. The free tools you're using for productivity are restricted and buggy. The coach that promises to help you for free is misinforming you so bad it slumps another 2 years on your learning curve. Worst part, he doesn't even know he's misinforming you because it's blind leading the blind kind of thing. And the free traffic technique you learned in a YouTube tutorial, well, it's taking so much time to set up and manage, it's just not worth it, even if you make less than minimum wage right now. Plus, by the time you're done, there's about 14,563 other people trying to do the same thing, so it doesn't work because it gets saturated. Of course, yours truly had to learn all this the hard way. My first business opportunity was Global Domains International. The $10 per month GDI membership and a $9 per month GetResponse account was all I, a broke teenager, could afford at the time. Since I sunk all the money I had in getting positioned, I didn't even bother with paid traffic techniques. Frankly, even if I had the money, I try free traffic methods first anyway. When you get started online, you don't feel you're qualified to use paid traffic. As if you have to be initiated into an inner circle of worthy marketers who are allowed to do this sort of voodoo magic. Of course, there's no initiation rituals or board of counsel here. No one can actually give you permission to use paid traffic or take it away. It's not something that they can give you, or it's not something that you can give them or give to yourself. It's literally something that you decide to do and you just go do it. But more about that later. The first free traffic technique I tried was MySpace. Now, don't laugh because we're talking about 2008 and 2009 or so. MySpace is actually pretty hot back then, and Facebook is still in its infancy. Twitter is only starting to make any noise. And for the next 2 months, I did nothing but create fake MySpace profiles that sold my fake it till I make it story. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just copying a lot of it from my idols, such as Jonathan Budd and Mike Diller. Now, MySpace was really just a waste of time in terms of getting any actual traffic to my GDI affiliate link, but I learned a lot. I learned how to build HTML pages. I learned how to use the HTML tags to make my text look pretty. I learned to upload videos on YouTube and embed them into a page, which was big for me at the time. I learned a lot of different, technicalities, but it didn't make any money. Next, I got hit by the Web 2.0 bug and I started creating Squidoo lenses. And I'm not even sure what happened to Squidoo. I think it was bought out by something or someone. But, I really created a lot of those because they had SEO value. And I posted those same articles on ezinearticles.com, which is where it was slapped by Google. And so that went out of business. I put up Google Diary pages. I think it was called Google Diary. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was Google Books. But it was some sort of Google article directory. But that was like a fiasco, I guess, because it doesn't exist anymore. And I even posted all that stuff on Hub Pages, which I think still exists. I then turned my articles into YouTube videos by talking out what I wrote to a camera, and that was cool. And then I would take the video link and I would tweet it with fingers crossed that someone would find my rambling useful and shares it. And that was my plan for getting rich quick. I became a content generating machine. I was producing more content weekly than most pro bloggers bothered to write in a month. Yet, I wasn't making any progress. Besides an occasional pat on the back from my upline Jody Thompson, who was very nice and was coaching me for free because I joined her GDI downline, which I now realize made her almost no money. I think it was just like $1. All I got was just getting myself banned from 3 different internet marketing forums for spamming within a span of 3 months. Including, by the way, the Warrior forum, which only banned me temporarily. And that's a good thing because I would later go on to build an impressive portfolio right on the Warrior forum. But I'll guess we'll talk about it on some other episode. So free traffic was already costing me tens of thousands of dollars in missed opportunities, time investment, and misery. But I was a determined SOB. So when I really wanted something, I pushed on. And right about that time, auto tweets became a new fad. I bought a software that automatically followed people so they would follow me back, which is the strategy people now use on Instagram, ironically. So really nothing changes in this world. And, I could also schedule my tweets, which meant I could tweet when I'm at work, when I was pooping, when I was playing FIFA, when I was feeling sorry for myself. I could, just do it remotely now, which was awesome. And reflecting on this time, I can't help but see the irony in buying software, right? So actually putting money down to get free traffic. But such is internet marketing. It's ironic and it's never free and it's cruel. It wasn't long before I did the same thing on Facebook. I've had 5 profiles maxed out with about 5,000 friends each. 3 of those profiles got banned for auto posting. I dropped the automation idea altogether. Now, at this point, I'm thinking something must be wrong with me because I couldn't possibly be wrong about free traffic, can I? So many people enjoy free automated traffic, doing the exact same thing as well because they teach it in their info products, which I'm buying now and implementing. So how come it's not working for me? So something must be missing. But what? Oh, I know. It's probably blogging. And so at this point, I can write an article about my neighbor's kidney transplant or pretty much anything about 45 minutes or so because I wrote so many articles for Squidoo and Ezine articles in the past several months. So it wouldn't be a very good article, but it'd be good enough, I guess, to pose as valuable content on my own Web 2.0 website. So if I'm that proficient at producing content, why not build a website of my own where I would post it and I would build my own authority? So that day I set off an 8-month journey into blogging and I publish new unique piece of content every day. I bought a domain, a hosting account, and an actual WordPress theme, which cost me $376, which was way more than I could afford because it would translate into around 1,200 new Israeli shekels. And yeah, I know it sounds like magic beans, but trust me, that was a lot of money. That was actually about 10 days worth of hard work for me. So I bought an SEO course, a search engine optimization course for another $997. So it's another $1,000, which was pretty much all I was making per month if I was working 12 hours a day without weekends. And I gone through it in a day. I pulled no punches, and within just 4 months, my blog started ranking on the SERPs. SERPs being search engine result pages. Now, notice how I'm saying just 4 months, because compared to what I've had previously done, 4 months seemed like a very, very little time. If it takes me 4 months to develop something today, I'm actually not considering that to be a success. But, back in the day, that was what I was thinking and feeling. So I'm getting visitors and I'm getting lots of them. But the problem is nobody's buying anything. I check Google Analytics and discover I'm not ranking for any of the keywords I've optimized for. And instead, I rank for a bunch of weird keywords that could never result in buyer traffic. Turns out that keywords I was targeting for were too competitive. So instead, I was getting, trickles of traffic from stuff that wasn't even relevant. Now, how about backlinks then? I thought to myself, what if all I needed to do, according to the SEO course I was studying, was to build more backlinks, then I would rank for those competitive keywords. And, that didn't seem hard enough. Didn't seem too hard, I'm sorry. So off I went to do some guest posting. I contacted the folks at Daily Blogger and a bunch of other, B-grade internet marketing blogs with some SEO value. And I was actually checking their SEO value before contacting them or before responding to their request. And the weirdest thing happened. Now I'm getting more visitors, but they don't convert yet. And I'm still broke. And I'm still overworked trying to juggle a real job and this blog. But now I'm being perceived as somewhat of a guru by my readers because I have a big website with a bunch of content. I've been guest blogging on other blogs. I get fan mail. I even got some coaching requests from other people to teach them how to make money online for free. Got some JV proposals going on. People wanted to interview me and create a product out of it, which was, exciting. But my exciting was short-lived because as much as I've tried, I couldn't deposit my newly found fame into my checking account. After having tried every traffic method there was, I finally gave in and turned to the dark side of paid traffic generation. Now, the hardest part was to break away from the belief that I wasn't qualified to run paid traffic, that it wasn't my birthright to play at the big boys' poker table, so to speak. It kept me from even looking into paid traffic for years. I decided to take it slow. I must have bought half a dozen paid traffic courses before pulling the plunge in my first paid campaign. And within just 3 weeks, I knew everything there was to know about Google AdWords, Yahoo PPC, which is now Bing Ads, pay-per-view marketing, even CPA, cost per acquisition marketing. AdWords was the first thing I tried. Everyone was doing it at the time, so I figured I might as well start there. And AdWords was the Facebook ads of the 2000s. These days, everyone had abandoned Google for the greener Facebook pastures, of course, although I think that's a mistake because Google AdWords is still kicking butt. It's working much better. At least for me, it's working much better than Facebook. And, Facebook is way too competitive at this point, ineffective, time consuming, and too overrated to be ranked in the same category as AdWords. But again, let's just leave it for another time. So I'm on AdWords, and it took Google AdWords 27 hours to ban me. I violated some kind of a clause in their user agreement that I frankly never read, and honestly, who does, right? They didn't bother explaining or warning me. They just kicked me out, so I tried pay-per-view marketing. Those were the fastest $200 I ever lost, not because it was bad traffic, probably because they didn't know what the hell I was doing. But it was a start, my first bump on the long road, and I mastered paid traffic, primarily solo ads, over the next year or so. First, I relied heavily on PPV, but when solo started coming around, although they were pricier, I moved all my marketing dollars there, and the rest is history. So the lesson of today's episode is that the pursuit of free traffic cost me 3.5 years. It cost me tens of thousands of dollars over the span of those 3 years of money I didn't have, usually borrowed, that I had to pay off in payments. And it's time I can never buy back. And looking back now, I really wish I just went directly into paid traffic because trying to get this free traffic was the most expensive lesson I've ever gone through. Okay, and it's an experience I'll never forget, and I'll probably always regret having stuck away from paid traffic for such a long time because I didn't feel I was worthy or qualified to do it. And the lesson for you is to not make the same mistake. Don't feel like paid traffic is something that only the big boys are allowed to use. Paid traffic is for everybody, and it's often much, much, much easier to work with than free traffic, and it's faster too. So think about it on the coming weekend as you kind of stare into the blank screen of your autoresponder account, see that it's not growing, and then ask yourself, hey, what can I do about it? Well, my advice, start buying traffic. So this is Igor. Thank you again for tuning in for another episode of the List Building Lifestyle. And until next time we chat, have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the List Building Lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play to never miss an episode. Because who knows, just one conversion tactic we share on the show might double your list and double your business. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. And don't forget to claim your complimentary copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. This is Igor Kheifets, and until next time we talk, have a good one.
This is the podcastfactory.com.